everybody to the party. Come and chat. Come and chat with me. Let's go. Let's turn up. Oh, everybody, welcome to my channel. Let's get a chat going. Come on. Let's turn up. Let's turn up on this party. Let's start this party off right. Who wants to chat? And what do you want to chat about? Come on, let's go, guys. We need a good chat here. I know there's people watching. Who's watching? Let's chat. Come on, let's grow. Let's grow. Hit that like button. Come on, we need some more people here. Come on, chat with me, guys. Chat with me, guys. I know that you're watching my channel, but please, let's chat. For those of you that want to chat, socialize, hit me up on here. Let's get this channel growing. Let's get this channel going. Come on, get a chat going. We need to get some more likes. We need to get more people in here. Let's start chatting. Let's start getting this channel going. Those of you that are going to be watching my channel, please start chatting. Come on, we got to get this together. We got to get everything. Come on, we need some likes in this. Come on, smash that red button, smash the like button. Start chatting up. We need some more people. Come on. If anyone's wondering, we're just watching the wrestling, chilling out on wrestling, chilling, waiting for everyone, to show up in the chat. Anyone else that wants to go, let's go. Let's go, let's grow. I'm trying to get this, you know, we're basically just gotta, we'll keep going on this channel, trying to grow, trying to get this channel going. And I know there's a person watching. I know. Trying to get conversation. Anyone want to chat? Who's in the chat? I see two people in the chat. Who's in the chat? Come on, let's go. Let's go. I don't know who it is, but who wants to talk? Who wants to chat? Late night chat. But I want to give again. I want to give a nice shout out. Please give a nice shout out. There's numerous people I want to give a shout out to. One is Jen. The other one is Domo Miller, Nene Miller, Willie Will, who's been there. All of them are really good. Like, they're really good. And basically, shout out to everybody that's out there that's support. And I support them. They support me. Uh, Trying to get the channel going, trying to get everyone going. This is a late night chat for whoever wants to go and chat. I'm on. I'm here. I'm waiting. So I don't know what conversation you guys want to talk about. I can talk about anything like wrestling. I can talk about. I can talk about. I don't know vapes. I don't know. It's just that we were talking earlier about the vapes and what's going on with that. And the latest update that I heard on the vapes is that the vapes now, people are now, the companies are getting upset and they're still trying to get us. There's certain states, there's certain states that don't allow anyone to have vapes at all. They're closing down our stores because of the fact of what's going on, and it's bad, and they shouldn't be doing that, and that's just what they're doing because that's just what they want to do, and it's aggravating me. It's aggravating. I can't express enough. I can't express enough, and it's to the point where, like, we're basically suffering because people don't know what they're doing, and it's aggravating. It really is, and it literally got me to that point where literally, people don't realize that when you're dealing with something as that, and you literally are trying. Like I said before, my mom had cancer. My mom was fighting cancer. That was her fourth time. The fourth time was a charm where it didn't spread. They caught it on time. Thank God they caught her on time and they got her. So now she's safe, but now it was from breast cancer. But, you know, love my mom, and it's just to the point where you get worried when another family member has cancer, and you're wondering why, because these companies out there don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about nobody. All they care about is that money that's going into their pocket because you're buying a pack of cigarettes from them. And what are you supposed to do? The more money you give them, the more money they're going to be richer. But mind you, they don't realize that they're killing every one of us because of the fact that they're smoking and they're doing everything they want to do. And it's not right. So I'm basically to that point where it aggravates me. It just it disgusts me to that point where it's like, well, you know what? What do you want me to do? I wanna discuss because basically it's not right of the whole situation because of the fact that this whole situation is bull. It's bull. It doesn't make no sense. You want to go and kill people. You're killing millions of people. And these damn tobacco people out there, damn tobacco people are really to that point where no one cares. And I don't like the idea of it. I mean, if it was, I'm glad what I'm doing right now. I'm vaping. I'm vaping and I'm enjoying it. So you're never gonna get a cigarette past me ever again. The tell you this much, you can take any money you want, but you only take my money anymore. My money, my money is going into these. That's what my money's going. My money's going into those. And at least I know if this thing is gonna save my life, and I'm telling you, you know what? Oh well, 10. And I love it. Rush. If anybody wants to, I'm here. I'm here to chat with anybody. Conversation could be anything. If you want to talk, hit me up on here. Like to get more people in here. gonna be on for the chat for a while. I don't know for how long for tonight. I'm gonna try and stay on as much as possible for all you guys. Uh, Conversations, you know, you know, depends on what your conversation you want to chat with on here. If you have a conversation you want to deal with, it's up to you guys. Let me know. I just want to give more people out there the shout out that they deserve, the biggest shout out. Um, I have to give will be Willie Will, Steve Miller, Donald Miller, Jen Ewing, and all my friends that are out there. A big shout out, and you know, it's great talking to people on here because now we get a good conversation going from everybody, and it's amazing. It's amazing what you deal with in a lifetime to deal with people. Sometimes you don't even deal with nice people. Sometimes you get like a bot or something. I'll come to your thing and be like, "Oh, give me your number, give me your address, give me this." Who are you? I don't know you. Get the weird people. The weird people. I mean, there's people out there I never even thought I would have imagined, and I've seen it all. But I'm just chilling here, chilling with everybody. If everyone wants to join my chat, I'm in. I'm live. I'm trying to, if you feel comfortable, you want to chat, I'm here to chat. Here to chat with you guys. See two people in there. Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Come on, let's go. I know people are watching. It's only two. All right, I'm gonna get a conversation now. Basically, what I'm gonna say is that we're dealing with uh, a lot of. I was talking to a lot of people earlier about a lot of conversation. It was interesting. Like we were talking about the tobaccos, the vapes, the wrestling sports, and it turned out pretty good. You know, if you love your sports, love your sports. That's all I can say. But you know, I know what my sport is. I mean, I know what Nini and Domo's sport is. I know what everyone else's sports is. But you know what? I don't judge. I don't judge at all. But there's a lot of people that do judge about a lot of stuff, and it's fun. It's funny. It's really funny because you're just sitting there and you're just like, okay, you know, and you love the team, you love the team. I'm not doubt it. I'm not doubt it. But it's funny because a lot of people just don't realize that when you love a sports team, they judge. oh, it's my team's better, or my team. No. The only thing is that you think in your mind that it is, and it's not. But you know what? The sports. I have four sports teams that I like. I love my WWE. I love my NFL. I love my hockey. I love my baseball. My four things that I go for, and I've always loved since I was a kid was my WWE, and it was fun. Back in '93, going to Madison Square Garden, seeing the old time wrestlers right there, and then that was fun. Um, I got inspired from wrestling from an old friend of mine. Uh, his mom was my mom's best friend. She passed away recently, but she's inviting me over constantly to watch wrestling. She was nice, and would her husband and her son and her daughter would take me over to Madison Square Garden the first time, and I remember it was fun. I remember going on the way top, like at Madison Square Garden, the toppest part. I was had to look down, but the thing was small. So what you see on TV is nothing than what you see. So I'm like, wow, you know what? This is weird. But I got to see the legendary people that are not around anymore, ever, in the WWE. Well, WWF at the time, but now it's WWE. I saw Bret Hart live a long time ago, back in 93, 92, 92, 93. I saw Bam Bigelow. I saw Macho Man Randy Savage jump off from one top of the ring, turnbuckle, and leap all the way across the other side of the ring. I saw a lot. I saw my favorite wrestler that I currently like, um, Hulk Hogan. Also got his autograph too. Thank me and my wife. Uh, I saw Million Dollar Man David DiBiase live on TV when I was at Madison Square Garden. I saw a lot. But another thing is a friend of mine that passed away a long time ago. God rest her soul. She was a Hulk Hogan fan. I miss her. I miss her a lot. She had she had Down syndrome, but she was a good friend of mine, a great friend of mine. She would take her shirt off her back for you. She was literally an inspiration for me. She's invited me here, honest. She's invited me to her house. Back in the day, when pay per view was like $60 per pay per view. She used to invite me over. Money didn't matter. She used to always invite me over. When she invited me over, there was always pizza, always soda, and we would stay until about at least about 11 o'clock at night watching wrestling. So, and she used to always, and I remember this as a memory. She used to she used to dress up as Hulk Hogan, putting the bandana on that said Hulkamania, all the stuff, the shirt, everything. Whenever his music comes out, she would come out and she would, and she would start like going crazy, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious, but it was funny watching. But it was in a good fun to see a good friend of mine go through liking Hulk Hogan as much as I do. So it was very interesting. And till this day, I love my wrestling. I will always love wrestling to the day I die. I will always. Wrestling, wrestling to me means a lot. WWF, when it was WWF, was interesting. Interesting, legendary wrestlers that were from way back in the day. I still love till this day of WWE. Um, but it's nice. And then the one time my wife and I got to go to a Comic Con, and I got to see wrestlers live. I met and shook hands with uh, Hulk Hogan, uh, out to the South, uh, Jimmy Hart. I met Brutus the Barber Beefcake, very nice guy. The Sandman, Boogeyman. Um, then on the other hand, my wife and I are a big fan of The Walking Dead. That's where everything went perfectly fine. When I went, when my wife and I watched the whole entire season of The Walking Dead from one till I forgot five or whatever it is or seven, we were watching each character and it was great. And then I go to the con and I'm looking at them with my eyes and I'm just sitting there like, wow, that's my that's my character on The Walking Dead live that was on TV. I met him. I met Carl, little Carl, um, the governor's daughter, not the governor. I met, you name it, I named it. I actually got to see, and it was basically the funnest moment I've ever did with my wife and I. With those moments that we had, it was just incredible, incredible. And we sat back and we were enjoying every bit of it, and it was just the most best moment I've ever had going to a Comic Con, going to Florida with my mom. My mom and I were going through a lot. My mom and we were going through a big time. It's a long story, but we had to go to court and we won. My mom finally turned around and goes, "I'm taking you to Florida. We're going to Florida. All right, let's go." We stayed there for a long time, and I'll be honest with you, I went to Epcot, Universal Studios, Disney World, Disneyland, SeaWorld. I did everything. My mom helped me out in that matter, and we had a blast. Um, then, not that long ago, while I was in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, uh, at the One Mall, Boogeyman was there. Creepy, creepy looking, but he was cool. He was cool. You can sit there and talk to him, and he was cool. He was just incredible. Nicest guy you've ever seen. Talk to. You want to chat? He'll 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 take his heart. You know, he was friends with you. You want to be friends with him? He's friends with you. He was nice, and that was the best experience I've had. And you know, I don't, I don't know. It 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 it's to the point where you watch you shows, even Jerry the King Lawler. I met Jerry the King Lawler with my wife and I, sitting there, and uh, Jerry the King Lawler stands there and he shakes my hand. His hand was bigger than my damn hand, and he shook my hand, and I'm looking at him like, whoa. And I was just like, wow, I'm meeting the real Dirty King Lawler, the legendary. And I was like, that was fun. And I was like, well, you know what? That was fun. Then I got to meet other people. Now my wife, she met more people than I did. She met the real Freddy Krueger. I'm jealous. The real Jason. All the ones that are basically way back, and it's just something that I never even thought I would do. And then then knowing knowing that I got, knowing I went to those cons with my wife and knowing what was going on and knowing different stuff was fun. Um, I met my friends, I met my family. I did a lot of stuff that I would never have even thought of. Thanks to my mom, and two, thanks to my wife. We basically just did what we did, and we had a blast. The uh, all good times. I'm not gonna say that it ended. I'm not. I'm enjoying it, and it's in the heart. That's what counts. And a lot of times you think about a lot of stuff, and it's like 1993, 1994, 1990. I was born in the 70s, and being in the 70s, growing up, and I'm only 42. I will always watch wrestling from way back in the day, and people don't see it. Like from way back in the day, wrestling now, like Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, will never ever be as popular as WWF was from back in the day, back in the 90s. WWE, I mean WWF was popular, was pop. I loved it. I went like as many times as I went to wrestling live and got to see wrestlers live. I don't know what to say. It's just very interesting knowing that you could watch it and don't have to worry about anything. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, you're this, you're that. You shouldn't like this. Why you like this? Why you do that? For what? If you like a certain wrestler, you like WWE, and you like the SmackDown and Raw, nothing compares to back in the 90s when you were dealing with the real legendary guys that are out right now in the WWE. And it's crazy. And not just that, come on. You know, I'm like, well, it's just to that point where, I don't know. And I look back, I look back at a lot of things, and I'm saying, well, you know what? If it came down to it, and I could turn back time to go back when wrestling was as popular and popping like back then in the '90s, compared to now, wrestling is just for I watch it just for the entertainment. You got my boy Roman, you got my boy Roman Reigns, you got Seth Rollins, you got Becky Lynch, you got everyone there. But back in the day, you had the Undertaker, which I saw live. You saw Kane. Um, there's a lot. I basically saw it all, and it was just interesting and inspiring to know. And you know, I don't know, but a lot of people just look back and don't know. You know, I would turn back time in a heartbeat if I had the chance to do that. But the funny thing was, uh, a friend of mine that we like The Walking Dead and got to literally literally got to go on set of the show. I'm jealous of him, but I give him credit. But but people don't realize it of what's going on, and you know if it came down to it and I can, it would be fun. But now everything this year is fun. I'm watching SmackDown and Raw. I get to watch SmackDown and Raw, watch my favorite wrestlers from now, back in the day, it was a lot better. But this one's just for entertainment. The pay per view is coming up September 15th, so it's gonna be interesting watching that. So I'll have a chance of watching the pay per view, Night of Champions or Clash of Champions, whatever they call it, and it's just interesting. It's interesting. I don't know any other thing to that would change that. And then my sports team, you know, Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people are Philadelphia Eagles fans. Some people are just whatever they want to be. It's whatever they want. It's just one thing after another. Like for me, I don't know what else to say, but everything was fun. Everything was fun. Like I would basically, if I wanted to, you know, I'd love besides my wrestling. I'm a big fan of Black Ops. I'm a Black Ops fan, and I got my crew that I deal with that's on here on the PS4. Um, we go into the chat party, we laugh, we smile, we sometimes we get pissed off. I will admit we get pissed off because you got tryhards that are playing like dirt when you did right, but they're tryhards. And then the funny thing is they turn back and they start talking all trash talk to you, and it's just like, really, you want to talk that to me or whatever it is when I tried. And it got to that point. Now I play with friends because Black Ops 4 to me is a PvP online battle that I love because it's really cool when you play. And other moment that I had that was really cool with the Black Ops, I know people are gonna, he might hate me, but I was over at my friend Jeff's house in Jersey, and it got to the point where he always wanted to challenge me. We went from Xbox to Xbox, and he goes, "Oh, I want to play Black Ops 3 with you. I want, I want to challenge you. Let's go one on one." So I would end up challenging one on one, and you sit there, and my friend, my two friends, Matt and Jimmy, will come over behind him and start teasing him. Oh, you suck! Oh, you this! He's whooping your butt! Ah! And then we start jumping like crazy, and it was just hilarious watching. And I'm in the other room laughing, trying not to trying not to laugh hard. And he's doing good. Like he's doing good. Jeff was really putting his heart into it in the game. But I had my little slick ways of sneaking through, and he never liked it. He was always like, "Oh, I got you. I almost got you at that time. I got you." And Jeff would always be there. He always to the point where he was always there. If you wanted to fight somebody on a one-on-one, oh my God, he will give you the fight of your life, and it was hilarious. Jeff and I, we win battle one-on-one, and it was just a one-on-one battle, and we had a blast. And and the other funny thing was is that Matt and Jimmy, right after I was kicking Jeff's butt, and he was kicking my butt, the two knuckleheads come out of nowhere. Matt and Jimmy come out of nowhere. Oh, way, I can go and kick your butt in Black Ops 3. Oh, you suck. Oh, you're this. So, all right, let's go. Battle me. All right, I got you. I got you. I got you. He goes back and he gets me. We're on the board fighting tooth and nail. We're one score from each other and going higher and higher and higher. Then low, 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 and high, high, high. And we're just bouncing back and forth like we're going crazy. And I'm just sitting there just like, and it was just fun. And we had battles, and I remember because we were all drinking at the time with me, Matt, Jimmy, and Jeff, and We were all drinking, but we were still playing Black Ops at the same time. And Matt and Jimmy literally quit. Oh, I quit. I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it. He's too good for me. I can't do this. I said, wait, did you just say I'm good? And he turned around and goes, yeah, I will admit, I'm not gonna lie. He goes, you're good. I'm not gonna face you again. And Jimmy was like, nah, I'm done with him. I'm not even gonna deal with him. I'm done. I'm done. And just fun. And then Jeff came along and we would play like basically all night until like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning or 2, playing Black Ops 3 together. And we were just smashing each other, like literally smashing each other bad. Here, there, bam, 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 and we're just beating each other to death on the board. He gave me a good workout. Jeff always, once Jeff puts his mind to it, and Jeff puts his confidence in himself, and he puts that mind to him, and he's focusing on that game, and no one bothers him, I give him 100% credit because he is insane on Black Ops. I give him he gave me a workout on that game that basically he gave me a run for my money. I'll put you that way. He gave me a good run for my money. When you talk about run for your money, oh, he gave me run for my money already. He was insane, and that's a person I can just look up to as a good friend that can give you the run for your money. And being on Xbox, I would never have thought Xbox would be that good. But you're dealing with Jeff and you're dealing with Matt and you're dealing with Jimmy. That was insane. We basically fought tooth and nail, and it was just wow. If he had it again, I would definitely challenge him again, and I would end up doing it. But I'll be honest with you, I miss Jeff. I miss Jimmy and Matt. Those are my friends that literally I can call friends that were always there. And chilling out with Jimmy, he's a firefighter and a damn good firefighter. Like you can tell him straight up, you know, hey, let's go to the firehouse and chill out. Come on, let's go. He would stay at the firehouse until like 1:30 in the morning or whatever it was, or whatever, and start going on the fire trucks and just looking at turnout gears and looking at everything, looking at different stuff. Play horseshoes or whatever it was that we were playing. Man, we were having a blast. It was just insane. Just me, Jimmy, and Matt's girlfriend, Matt's other friend, Marissa, and you know, we all just sat there and had a blast. Just going, okay, just going to the firehouse and just having a blast and just taking pictures, teasing each other, laughing and smiling. We never had one smile. We never had one day where we wasn't smiling. And then we would just start chilling out over there. And if we didn't want to chill out over there, we'd go around the corner because there's a sports bar right over there, and we start playing some pool. Oh, we played pool. The only one that I will admit, which I will, if you're on my live stream, Jimmy or Matt, I swear I want another challenge with you guys one day because I'm telling you that was a rematch that was good and fun. Playing pool with my buddy Jimmy, Matt and Jimmy and Jeff, and having a good time and chilling out and not doing nothing but just chill out until about 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, just playing pool because the place closed about like 2 o'clock in the morning anyway, or 2:30, and we were having a blast. We were just literally just having fun and doing something that we really love, and then going there, playing pool together, smiling, laughing, having fun, and then going back to the firehouse, lounging back and just sitting there and looking up at a big screen TV and watching TV, watching the fire shows or cop shows or whatever we wanted to watch, and just vaping in there and chilling out and just not doing nothing but just chill. Because there was nothing to do when you were at another person's house. So we had fun. No offense to Jeff. We were having fun chilling out with the boys. Jeff, he was working at the time, so we didn't want to bother him. So I ended up leaving and chilling out with the boys, Jimmy and Matt. We had always had something to do. Always. Either we would go play some pool, or Matt and Jimmy wanted to go go to the firehouse, and just chill out and just vape in there, or uh, go go in the backyard of Jeff's house. Well, his other house that he used to live in before he moved. We used to go in the backyard and we used to do a bonfire in the back, drink some beers and just chill out with friends. You know, all of us just sit back and just chill out, just have fun. Um, we literally were having blast. Like we were having like Budweisers or some kind of beer that we would have, whatever we ended up liking. That's what we would do, and that was our time. That was our fun, and chilling out with the boys. You know, Jimmy and Matt. Shout out to Jimmy and Matt. Shout out to Jeff. I had a blast. It was a fun time for me, and memories. It'll never go away. I've always had a good time, and a lot of times where we were in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, there was a big explosion, and here I am on the 94 rescue for Phillipsburg, New Jersey. I was on the ambulance squad. Fun. Um, I had my pager on me, and I heard the thing go off when my pager started going off, saying that there was an explosion in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. I'm like, what the? No. And I asked, I said, where's Sat? And we were like, oh no. Jeff was like, let's go. He immediately jumped into his truck. I missed his truck. His truck was loud, but it was hilarious. You can hear him about 10 miles away. Just made that brrrr, and it start vibrating as you're rolling. And I remember driving with him. He never had any heat. He never had no AC. The windows were always down every single time. So we would go and drive, and no heat, no electric. I mean electric. I mean no heat, no AC. You're dealing with a car, okay, going all the way out, having fun, and that was a fun moment. That was a fun moment. We get over there. As soon as we get there, you could see that the house did explode. It was two houses that were together, one side of one side. The house that was in the middle blew up from the bottom up, and the house was tilted to the one side. Only two people. Well, one person died. The other person didn't die. The other person got airlift in the medevac. Um, that was something, and we got to experience a lot because there was Washington Fire, Phillipsburg, Clinton. I mean, we had like maybe five police, five different stations on deck. Between everybody was just showing up, and we were on scene too. So very interesting with that emotions, knowing that it's close to your house, but not just that, but since that fire and the house exploding and it started burning, you had to get that fire out. Also, the whole entire neighborhood from where it was to where my house was at the time, power was out. Power was out for at least 4 or 5 hours or whatever it was, and it literally it was scary because we literally didn't have no power. We didn't have nothing, and we were like sitting outside. Oh my god! Like, what are we gonna do? But we had to do something, and there was nothing we can do but stay outside because, and it was hot that day too. We had no AC rolling because there was no power. You know, what can you do? And then once that came up, and another story, I don't know if Mimi Miller is gonna kill me for, but we were living with each other back in the day in Stroudsburg, and the one time there was I was at work. I knew the storm was hitting, some kind of storm. Didn't know what it was until my phone went off and it was a hurricane coming. I'm like, oh, and that was Sandy. I was at work and finally the boss comes out going, hey, you can go home. You know, go ahead, go home. You know, everyone's still there. I'm looking up and the clouds are pitch black. I mean, literally black. So I'm like, ooh, hey, D, can you pick me up? She's like, yeah, I got you. My friend got me, drove me over to one spot. Downpoured so bad that our windshield wipers were literally vulnerable because you could still not see. We had to stop in the middle of traffic with the other cars behind us because we couldn't see in front of us. The windshield wipers were just going, but they were doing nothing. I got out. D got me. Now, mind you, D had the van at the time. As she had that damn van, thank God that I would call that her car, Nini's car was a van, minivan, I would say. That thing was like, I would say, like a tugboat. It was a flood of water. Her damn car was drifting right through, and you see water flying on both sides. And I'm standing there, I'm like, oh. We get around, we go over. The bridge had two cops on it. The waterfall was going crazy because we had to go over in order to go to my house. Um, the cops say, go, go, go. We ended up going. We got over the bridge. As soon as I went to turn around and do a 360 to look back, they closed it because the water went over the bridge that we just came over. It was nuts. So experience after experience, living with Nini was fun. Living where we were was fun. But experience after experience after experience, but we just basically, I cannot get enough of how much fun we had in our times as being a part of that. I wouldn't. No, not me. I wouldn't. I. That's why I'm nervous about this hurricane that just hit Florida, California. We're supposed to be getting it. I'm not sure when, but we're supposed to be getting it, but I'm not sure. So it's very interesting because when we ended up having that hurricane, that was enough to get me. I don't like hurricanes. I don't like natural disasters. I don't like any of that. If there's a hurricane, my my butt is in that house. I don't go nowhere. I'm good to go. I'm fine, you know. But having a hurricane, around another time when I dealt with hurricanes. My wife and I live in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. My wife and I go into a Rocco's Pizza. We eat our pizza. We're enjoying. We're full. We had nice pizza, great pizza. That's a recommended place to go to. Um, we come out of the place and we're looking at the sky, and it looked like it was started making it was going to make a tornado right in the area that we were in. We were dead hard. Where we were, there was a bridge that basically was from Easton, PA. We were in the one spot, and we're like, Okay, something's not good. Next, you know, within that time, we heard it. Everyone's standing outside, and we're all looking. Out of nowhere, all we hear on the loudspeakers: "Evacuate! Evacuate! Run! Run! Evacuate! Please take cover! Please take." And we're just like, "Oh, shh." And here we're by the pizza place, so we duck cover on the one little spot. It downpoured downpoured, and then it hailed. The hail was about like that. So we were just like holding our own ground. Our friend comes out of nowhere, gets us, drives us home. We're still looking at the storm. It hit again, right, coming straight over our house. And I'll tell you, scary, scary moments that we had. And I would not want to see another tornado or another hurricane again, because seeing those and dealing with that, I wouldn't want to. No, I would not want to do that ever again. I dealt with it. That's just a bad experience, and I just literally I look at it now and I'm saying, well, you know, what more can I do? Fun times with a lot of people, and another shout out to my buddy Sean. Sean and I, one day he wanted to go to a concert. He said, "Hey, I got another ticket. My girlfriend doesn't want to go. Would you want to go?" I said, "Who is it?" "Oh, it's Hollywood Undead." "Oh, for real?" "Okay." We go to the concert and we're sitting there, and you want to talk about intense. Oh my god, that was insane. I knew every song that was there as I was sitting there. We were right by the speaker because there's no bleachers at Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg. So you're basically standing up in the front with no seats, unless you want to sit way in the back. So we're literally just sitting there and we're like, and we're just sitting there knowing every damn song that there was, and we're like, and that was intense. Um, Another time that Sean and I went to, that was right after. Now I love my Slipknot. My Slipknot is my favorite band that I would definitely love and recommend because I'm a Corey Taylor fan. I got old Slipknot albums and Corey Taylor's autographed book. Um, we go to Stroudsburg, and I wanted to go and see my Stone Sour. Now, Stone Sour, if you think about it, is the lead singer of Corey Taylor. This was my chance to see Corey Taylor. I was like, I'm not passing on this. Sean, we go. We get the tickets. We go over there. We wait in line. Corey Taylor right there. We heard every song that we like. I know every song from Corey Taylor, from Stone Sour to Slipknot. And you want to talk about fun? Those of you that are a Slipknot fan, those of you that are Stone Sour, you name your band, go for it. I'm telling you, my two favorite bands, well, three: Hollywood Undead, Stone Sour, and Slipknot. I would definitely go for it. If I wanted to, I would go back there again in a heartbeat and not think nothing of it because that it's just insane. Knowing that I would go and see my band live, even though it's not my band, even though that it may be a different brand, but it's Stone Sour. That's my lead singer of, of Corey Taylor. Who's gonna beat Corey Taylor? Come on, I like Corey Taylor is awesome. I would love to go and see Corey Taylor one last time. That would really get me to that point where literally I would go for it. And I'm like, wow, you know what? I want it. I want to. I want to see it. I want to. And it's just insane. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, just to see things like that is crazy. And I'm like, well, you know what? If I go and see my band live, I'll sit there. I'll sit there for hours. I'll sit there for hours and watch my crew or watch my team or sit there and just enjoy everything. I would. People don't realize it. People don't see it, and I do, and I love it. And I'll sit there and and relax and you know so it's like one of those things. Basically, for all those, it's to that point where it's like wow, Excuse you. I'm being nice. Well, screw you then. All right, fine. I see how it is. I'm not gonna go on your stream. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out of your damn stream now. All right, I'm leaving your stream. I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm leaving your stream. All right, you want to play? Let's go. Don't even say it, Nene. All right. No, you're mean, Nene. You're mean, Nene. You're mean, Nene. You're mean. You meanie. See, my own sister's mean to me. And I'm being live myself and she's being mean here too while she's live. And I'm watching her damn stream and representing her and helping her out and she's being mean to me. Then whatever, sis. All right, I got you. Meanies. You guys are mean. All right, fine. Laugh all you want. Ha ha ha. Love you too. Ha ha ha. These smart asses. Ah. Uh, Shout out to my sisters. Shout out to my sisters. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to my sisters. Nene Miller and Domo Miller. They're alive right now. Give a big shout out to my two sisters. They're a pain, but they're funny. But they're my family as well. I'm just live here trying to help out as well, but they're funny. you know, so like I said, it's fun. Uh, it's just one of those times where you deal with a lot of things like besides having family and you deal with people with cancer, you deal with a lot of stuff. Now, with my mom with cancer and my dad now with Alzheimer's, doesn't remember any of us. Eight of us is his kids, and unless his wife is by his side, he don't know you by yourself. He'll look at you and he'll just, I don't know you. Sorry, can you please go away? It hurts. It hurts, but that's what Alzheimer's does. And also with my mom fighting cancer, God bless her. She's getting up in age a little bit, but you know what? She fought cancer. Four states cancer. She fought cancer, and I love my mom for that. She fought cancer, and she gave it her all, and she did it. I'm proud of her for that. She busted her ass to do that. You couldn't ask for anyone that's someone that's strong, that has their self going, that would do their honest best and did it. You know, that's something you gotta, that's something you gotta be proud of. You gotta be proud of. And I don't know what to tell you. Between my mom and my dad, I love them. They're my parents. But when it comes to having a family member either die or have cancer, I don't like that. I mean, it's sad anyway because I lost my aunt a long time ago. She was brutally murdered, stabbed 24 times with a butcher knife. That's all I can tell you. Um, I was young when that time happened, and I wasn't with my cousin at that time. I was at work, and my mom calls me up telling me there's an emergency. I was working at Pathmark at the time in Jersey, and in Garwood, New Jersey. And I was working at Pathmark. I was working there for about at least 3.5 years or whatever it was, and I was doing good. And then I got the call from my mom saying it's an emergency. So what's the matter? Are you sitting down? Yeah, I'm sitting down. What's the matter? I hate to tell you, but Aunt Nancy has been brutally murdered and she passed away. I broke down and cried. My cousin didn't know anything. My cousin Jerisha, that was her mother that died. She didn't know anything. You know, she didn't know what was going on until the last minute, and we had to break it down to her that her own mother died. So knowing that, it was scary for her. It was very scary. It was very scary. I love my mom. I love my family. But where I am now, you got to drive over to see my family. But most of my family just split. Now, my grandmother still lives in Plainfield, New Jersey for 57 years, 58, something like that years. And they're in their 80s. And I'm telling you now, it's a shock that I know that they're still living and they're still going there. That really gets me. I'm just like, whoa, that's my grandparents. And between my family, I love my aunt. I love my aunt. I miss her to death. I miss her to death. Fun times with my aunt Nancy. My cousin Drisha lives in Florida right now with my mom. My mom lives, I think, the east of Orlando or west, something like that. Not that far off from where my cousin lives in Orlando. So then you got my grandparents that live in Plainfield for 58 years or more. That's insane. So seeing that's incredible, And for me, I'm going all over the place. I mean, I live in Seaside. I was with my family. I was with everybody, and half of my family just still, till this day, are all over, scattered all over the place. You got my brothers and sisters that live in some in North Carolina, West Carolina, East Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Florida, you name it. We're all scattered. We're not in the same state anymore. And it's just incredible when you love your family that much and realize that, oh man, you can't see your family anymore. What are you going to do if you can't see your family? And it bothers me because I can't see my family anymore. I can only call them or go on my Facebook and be like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? How's life going? How's everything going? It's one of those things where you love your family so much and you call them, and then you got your family that literally pass away. You don't know what's going on because another family member don't give two rats about you, and you turn around and you're like, why aren't you telling me? I hate that. I had a family member that I'm not going to mention that did that to me when they know damn well I love my family. I'm still family. I'm still family. We're all family, and we're basically the Scudato family go far, but it's just sad to know that some family members are brown nosers because they don't want to deal with anybody else. Oh, we'll keep it to ourselves. We don't care about you. I'm family. Why don't you care about me? If you cared about me that much, you would love me that much to tell me exactly that another family member passed away or died. But you don't have the audacity to tell me anything or the balls to tell me that another family member dies. I had to hear it on Facebook. You couldn't call me when you got my damn number. You got my number. You got my number. You got my Facebook. You got everything. Why aren't you telling me? And that's the thing that really irritates me. I love my family, but my family is very weird about stuff because of the fact that when you love somebody so much, you realize at the last minute, oh, they passed away. Okay, how did they pass away and when did I know it? I'm still family. I may be far away from you guys, like Texas or anywhere else, but you don't tell me, your own family member, a person that I grew up since I was a kid. This person that died, if y'all don't know, this person that I cared for. I was only 9 years old when he was next to me. Me and him were great together. He basically showed me how to play baseball. I didn't know how to play baseball. He went bowling with me. He took me fishing, just like my father. He passes away, and no one tells me. What is that about? I had to hear it from my own brother's mouth that called me up crying, telling me that my own family member died from a car crash, a serious car crash. He was on the major highway. He drove late at night, hit a deer. The deer, as it hit him, he swerved off the road, hitting a semi truck dead on, and he flew right through the window, right through the front window, and died right through the glass. No one told me anything. This is like like at least family members that are dying, my own flesh and blood, my own people that I call family. Don't even give two rats asses about, oh, can I call you? Can I text you? What's going on? Or are you okay? The only ones that care for me is most of my brothers and my sisters, my cousin, my mom. The rest of the family are brown nosers. They don't care. I don't like that. My family cared that much, they would call me. You guys got my number. You guys got my Facebook. I have you on Facebook. But you guys don't bother to at least give me that confidence enough and say, hey, look, your family member died. Another family member died. Okay, if the family member died, why don't you tell me? You're going to sit back and you're going to hold this from me and tell the rest of the family about it, but keep it away from me. My family member that died, I was a kid, raised me as a kid, just like my aunt. My aunt was literally an inspiration to me before she died. When I was a baby, she was there for me and my mom. She was there for me and my mom. Another family that I dealt with, another family member that I dealt with, Literally, I grew up with him as a family member when I was a baby also. Growing up, he took care of me like he was another stepfather of mine. Honestly. And he passed away. I didn't know that until the last minute. But you guys had the audacity of not telling me I'm a blood family member. I'm a blood family member. You don't have the audacity or balls to tell your own family member, oh look, hey, Cam, listen, your family member just passed away. Sorry to hear that. Nothing. I gotta hear it from my damn phone on Facebook or from another family member that does care, and they tell me at the last minute. I look at that like that's scandalous. You're stupid enough to not tell another family member. You don't have the balls to say anything. But mind you, you think you're bigger and bad and better than everybody else because you hear it from that side of the family, but you don't want to tell me that I'm blood of the family. You don't tell me. Okay, that's why some of my family members I don't even deal with any. Our family's big. We was strong, but now we're weak because of the fact we lost a family member, a good family member that died. Many of us passed away because of the fact no one wants to say anything. Now, my aunt, that was a different story. But one of my other family members that I had passed away. I had my grandmother, my great great grandmother and grandfather that passed away. I have good memories with that too. But my grandparents now and everybody else, we were all good. We were all good together, you know? Family get togethers, family barbecues, chilling out with each other, having fun, doing what a family is supposed to do. But then you got some scandalous family members that brown nose you or take away one thing of yourself and you care for that family member and your blood and you take away another family member that passed away, but you don't have the balls to tell another family member besides other people. Now, mind you, everyone else heard about this. Me and my cousin Grisha didn't hear nothing about this, or my mom, or anyone else. This is on my dad's side of my family. We didn't know nothing. We were last to know in the family. They made a memorial service way far away. I would have to get a car in order to get up to that area. But mind you, it's okay. You guys, go ahead, do what you gotta do. I'm still family, but you guys don't deserve me family. You want to stomp on me, you want to make sure that I'm not part of your family. Well, you know what? All right, I'm not part of your family. I don't want you a part of my family. I despise you because you despise me. Remember, one hand washes the other. When blood is blood, you don't aggravate blood. You're there for blood. You're there for your family. You're there for someone that you love, that cares for you enough to love you for who you are. Don't hide shit. When you hide stuff, you're making the only thing is you're making yourself look like a coward. That tells me that you just put your tail between your legs and you're being a coward and running away. But what does that make us? That makes us look strong. Family strong. Blood is strong. But you cannot take that away from somebody that's a family member that cares and loves that person so much that you got to go and backstab another family member. That despises me for that. You're a family member, prove it. Show me. I don't want to hear it on Facebook. I don't want to hear it from my mom that cries. I don't want to hear it from my dad that cries. Everybody was crying. I was the last to know besides me and my cousin. We heard it from fucking Facebook. Coward. That's all you are is a coward for not doing that. For making me look bad. Making the family look bad. You shouldn't even be part of the family if you're blood. You're supposed to not keep yourself away from another family member. You're a coward. And I'm saying this. I wish I could say it to your face. You're a coward for keeping stuff away. I love my family. I may not be there with my family. I may not be there in person with my family for get-togethers and all this other kind of stuff that we used to do. But I'm still family. I still have that love for my family, and I always will. In my heart, in my soul, I love my family, and nobody's gonna take that away. But obviously, you did. Obviously, you did. It's fine. I don't consider you family. I know who my real family is. I got my family in the back. I got my family that will call me and text me constantly and let me know what's going on. Hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing? What's going on? How's family? Oh, good. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, you're good. That's a real family. That's a real family that got your back and will always be there for you, no matter what. But you know who what I'm talking to. I don't have to discuss names. I'm not gonna say a name. I'm not gonna say who this person is. But you know who you are. And a lot of times you can't just you have to sit there and shake your head in disgrace because another family member decided to go and not tell you stuff and hide it behind your back like a coward. I wouldn't hide. My family has told me everything about members in the family and about what's going on and about a lot of stuff. We're blood is blood. You can't hide. You know who you are. But when it comes to a family member that doesn't say something like that, it disgusts me because that shows that you're a coward and you didn't care about none of us as a family member. You're a Scudetto, prove it. Step out of your little hole that you come out of. Get your get your tail between your legs and stop running. Step up to the family and discuss what's going on. Be there for the family. Want to be a family? Get the balls in the dozen. You want to be a family member? Prove it. Show us that you're a family member. Show us that you really do care. Show us that you know what you're talking about. Obviously, you don't. My cousin, I talk to my cousin all the time. Most of my cousins all the time, especially on Facebook. I talk to my family. I talk to my cousins. We're all connected. I may be the oldest cousin out of all my cousins, but we still are like a clique. We stick to each other. We stick to each other. We're there for each other. We know each other. We know that we're there for each other. Now, before my aunt died, my cousin Jerisha and I, we were little. We were 5 or 6, and we call each other sisters, but we're really cousins. But we love each other enough to tell each other what's going on in life and what's going on with the family. She and my other family members know on my side what is going on. Oh, Cam, listen, a family member passed away. Okay, I'm sad. But when your family comes out of nowhere and you discuss, oh, a family member just passed away. Okay, who was it? And why do I have to hear it from a damn Facebook? Facebook is just social media to deal with friends and family so that you can keep up with the family. And here, I hear from Facebook on Facebook. I have it right on the thing. It on my wall on Facebook about that big. There was a letter that was on there saying sorry for the pass away of, and it said the name. Passed away at this day. Plain and simple on Facebook. The whole family knows about it. I just found out from a message and a notification from my family that this person passed away. That just disgraces me. I'm a family member. I've been a family member since I was a kid. I love my family to death, but I don't like them. brown nosers and people that stab another blood member in the back. You step when you step or stab on another family member, just remember, karma's a bitch. I don't like when things happen that way. I don't like when a family member turns brown nose and decides to go over and be like, wow, why didn't I say anything? Well, of course you should have said something. We're blood. We're blood. Why didn't you say anything? And a lot of times people don't say anything. And it just irritates me to know that there's family members that you care about and then they stab you right in the back afterwards. When you know damn well that's your family, that's your blood, that's someone you care for. Come on, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, when you're family, you're supposed to stick with family. You don't brown nose anybody or stab another family member in the back. It's BS, bro. Come on, seriously. I had to find out on Facebook. Now, mind you, you know who you are. You have my cell phone number, you have my address. You could have called me. You could have discussed it with me like a real man and told me to my face on the phone or came to my house and told me another family member passed away. But did you? You are a coward. And I just don't understand. I got all my family around everywhere. I got my family. Got, I got all my brothers that I can talk to, that I can literally talk to on Facebook and literally discuss different stuff. They'll have my back. My one brother, Joe, he knew me since I was a kid, about 5 or 6. He knew me, yeah, about like 5 or 6. He knows me. I call him a big brother, just like my other brother Vince, and we were all there for each other as family. That is what family is. But when you deal with the funny thing is when you deal with people like that literally turn another turn another way and doesn't say nothing until the last minute, and you realize, is that really your family member? Is that really your blood? Is that really a person that you can definitely trust? Or is that a person that is not a family member? You say you're a family member, but you're just a load of, you're a piece of crap. That's how I see it. If you're really a family member, you would step up in your game, step up and be a man, not a little girl, and tell people as a family member that's blood that what you care about, what's going on. Oh, by the way, Ken, listen, family member passed away, so and so. Of course, give me the confidence. Give me the confidence. Give me what is needed for a family. Your blood, your blood in the family, blood on blood in the family. If you're so, if you're so, if you're a family member and you're there, be there for that person. Don't just, don't just back off and hide it and tell other people as a family member, oh, hey, another family member passed away. Oh, we're gonna keep this a secret. Really? And that's the thing that I don't get. You're, love, love works in mysterious ways for family members that you think and you trust. In a way you can trust, in a way you can't trust. My family is good to trust in a way, depending on what side of the family they're from. My dad's side of the family, I got a lot of them that I don't know, but I do know. That makes sense. My mom's side of the family, I'm good with everybody in that side of the family. We're all good. We stick together, and that's it. My grandfather, my grandmother, grandfather, my aunt, my cousin, you know, my uncle. Everybody was there. Everyone's there for each other. Whenever there was a family reunion, we would always be there for each other on the family reunions. We don't do that no more. Well, they do, but you had to drive to get out there. Go figure. Um, but there's a lot of things, and I don't get if your family, if you show that love for that family member, if you care that much for that family, and things go wrong, and you get stomped on because you're blood of the family, but they treat you like dirt. What's wrong with that? Because I'll be honest with you, I love my family. I always love my family. But when another person decides to turn their head away and look at you like you're a brick wall and not think about you because of the fact that, oh, you're just dirt under my shoe, that hurts. And I've had a lot of family member on my dad's side that did that to me when they know damn well that I am family to them, that I am there for them, and I always will be for them. But got stabbed. A lot of times you will get people that you can and cannot trust. Well, there you go. I can't talk to my dad because basically my dad's wife is very shady. I will admit she's a little shady. I could talk to my dad about anything, and my dad will be upfront and personal, and he'll tell you the honest to God truth. He will never lie to your face. My dad will tell you straight to your face the honest to God truth about anything. You have anything to say, my dad will say it to my face. My dad, and he's a big guy and he's good. Like he has your back. You have anything to say, you can talk to him about anything, just like my mom. But now I'm looking at it, I can't even talk to my dad because my dad has Alzheimer's and he don't remember his own kids. He don't remember his own family. So I'm basically stuck not talking to my dad. I mean, I'll try and call once in a while just to keep up, just so he knows that I love him and care. But his wife is just scandalous. That's the only thing that I can't stand. His wife will be the one that will be scandalous enough to give you the cold shoulder as you're talking to him. While my dad is next, while my dad is next to you, he'll give you the cold shoulder all the time, and it's not right. So it's hard to talk to my dad. I say, Dad, I love you, I miss you, that kind of stuff, and it just seems as if she just brushes everything off to the side. Doesn't matter. Mind you, that's my dad. I'm his son. I have every right. I may not be, I may not have a real father, and I will admit this, and I will tell everybody, I don't have a real father. My father that has the Alzheimer's is my adopted father. He's my adopted father. His kids, he had 7 kids. He adopted me when I was 10. Uh, he adopted me as a family member and I'm proud of him to know that he's my father. I will always call him my father, even though I'm adopted, and that's my dad. I will still call him dad, no matter what. People see in a different way of what they see, and my father's a good inspiration to me. He may not be the real father that I was born to have, because I never met my real father. Because my real father was a coward when I was a baby and ran off with his tail between his legs and left my mom and I homeless. Yeah, that's a real father. Yeah. So not knowing my real father, my blood father, that's fine. At least I know I have an adopted father that cares enough and gives me the confidence that I need, and being there for my dad and knowing that I can call you dad. I don't have to two-face it. I can just look at you and say, Dad, I love you. You're my dad. You're the one that, you're the one I love the most, and I love you to death. You will always be my father, no matter what. And to say that, that means a lot to me. Knowing my real father, after my real father decided to be a coward and run off with his tail between his legs, he was a coward for it. I show no love for someone like that because of the fact that I don't call him a father. I call him a coward. I call him a coward to the point of you're a coward because you left me when I was born. You left my mom and I hopeless because you were a coward and you couldn't be a man after you made a child and you decide to run with your tail between your legs. What does that make you? A man? No, that makes you a coward. That makes you a person that no one cares about. I don't like. I don't care. I'll call you a coward. I'll call you a pussy. I'll call you whatever I can because you're not a real father. You're not my father. You're not my blood father. You're not a person that I thought I could definitely care for. I know my real father, and I'll be honest. My real father is one that's living now. He may have Alzheimer's, and he may not remember, but he's still a father to me. He's still the person that was always there for me as I was a kid at 10 years old, taking me out fishing every single day, showing me how to fish, showing me how to play baseball, showing me how to do stuff that a normal father would ever do, taking me out to places, bowling or whatever it is. That's a real father. That's a father that cares. That's a father that loves you enough to call you, hey, that's my son. I'm proud of my son. It's hard to say that because, yes, my father is not there right now, but I still will always call him my father, no matter what. The only one that I don't like, but I have to like because that's my dad's wife. Um, I have to I have to be nice and confident enough to talk to her, even though that she gives me a cold shoulder and she basically doesn't like me because she doesn't consider me as a family member. She doesn't consider me as my dad adopted me or saying that that's my dad and that's my son. His wife don't believe that. His wife don't believe none of that. And gives me the cold shoulder all the time. It disturbs me. I am family and I always will be family. Blood always sticks with blood. Until the day I die, I will always be family and that will be my dad. And that is my father. I don't care what anyone else says. My father is right there. My father is always there to be there and I love. I'm not gonna break down because I know my father loves me in his heart and he's there for me. He'll always be there for me, not physically, but mentally. My father, with his Alzheimer's, It kills me because basically with the Alzheimer's, he don't remember people or members of the family or his kids, but he tries. He tries, but it's to the point where even if he tries, it's just enough to be okay. You know what? That's one that I will love and always care for, and I love that. That's what a real family is for. I mean, I may have grew up. I may have grown up in a strange way, not like other people grown up as. I may have been the person that I may not have been the perfect son. I may have been the perfect person, but you know what? I have my family that have my back, that loves me. The Scriato family will always live, and I love them all, always will. Some family members are just backstabbers, but I don't mention names and I just don't take a grudge on it because why would I do that? Why would I take grudge? I don't take a grudge. Karma will always get you. And when karma gets you one day, I hope it just bites you right in the ass. I got my friends. I know who my real friends are, who my real family is, and who people that do care for me and will always care for me. A lot of people can't say that. A lot of people just look at it and say, well, if you're a family member, you're supposed to be there for a family. No. If that family member doesn't treat you right, what are you going to do? Just sit there and let him stomp all over you and let him criticize you the way that he does or let you say stuff about you that's bad? No. No. And and it's to that point where a lot of people are doing that, and it's very rough. Like I literally, I'll be honest with you, I wish I could turn back my time. Back then, I worked. You know, back in back in the day, I used to go to college. My college, well, only for that period of time before things happened. I was going to Rutgers University at the time, trying to get my life straight, trying to take up computer electronics because I love my computers and I love my electronics. Things happen. I lost the chance of going to college, um, but I did graduate at least. I graduated in '99, a class of '99 in Springfield High School. But other than that, my life now has changed. My life has changed. My life now, I got my wife. I got my wife that I do care for and I love. I see her once in a while. That's a good thing. But I only be able to see her on holidays or whatever it is because of the bus ride. But I love my wife. Um, we got married in August 29th, and very interesting because we got married. It was beautiful. It wasn't a big wedding with family members and all that stuff, but it was a wedding. It was a wedding uh, by the governor or whoever it was that she knew. Um, but it was to the point where we got married at least, and we needed our time. Because we dealt with a lot of stuff and we were just too pumped up and all that kind of stuff, and we separated, but we're still there for each other. My wife is always going to be in my heart, always. I still talk to her no matter what. Now I got my other two family members that I love also, Nene Miller and Domo Miller. They've helped me out my lifetime. Me and Nene have lived with each other. We know each other for about 15 plus years. You know, been there for each other. She's been there for me. I've been there for her. Um, we're always calling each other family. We may have our downfalls at times, but we're still family. We're still there for each other. We still love each other for who we are. Not not to hate each other. And to know that we're there for each other and we're not gonna ever back down means a lot, you know. And people don't see that. People see the opposite of what they want to see. Family will always be with family. That's why I can't stop discussing. Family's always there for each other, but a lot of families are backstabbing and they just let you down in bad ways. And when you turn around, you're just like, is that really my family member? Is that really the person that I can definitely trust and care for? No, that's just a person that you can't trust. You can't, and you look back and you're like, wow. So knowing knowing that knowing that it's just too much, and it's like knowing that a lot of things go down, family members and friends and all that kind of stuff. You realize at the last minute that can you really trust your family? Can you? Can you honestly say that you can trust your family? In my words, I can trust my family to a point, but not all the way. I love my family. I always will love my family, but when it comes to certain family members that don't consider me as blood member and don't care enough to love me for who I am, it hurts. My, my family works in mysterious ways, and it's sad to say. And I don't, I don't, I don't hate people. I was always a person. I was always the type to, and since I grown up, and my mom always used to tell me, never hate. Always love that person and remember that person. Don't ever hate. Hate will only get you nowhere or dead because you're dealing with that. You're dealing with your own self, and you can't. I can't stress it over. I wish, I wish a lot of things, especially especially with my family, because my family gets to that point where you love your family enough, but then you can't end up trusting somebody because of the fact that that person doesn't love you for who you are, and it hurts. I know who my family are. I know who loves me. I know who cares for me. I know who's there for me constantly, no matter what. I'm not gonna run away like a coward. I'm not gonna put my tail between my legs and just run off and say, "Oh, you know what? You're pathetic. I'm running." No, I'm gonna stand. I'm standing my ground. And a lot of people don't get that concept, and it just irritates me to know that your own flesh, your own blood, your own family, your own person that you care for has to go and stab you as much time as that. And it gets me. It really does. And I don't like the fact that, you know, They do that. Sorry, I was just talking to my other brother in Texas. Um, it just really, a lot of times you turn back and you're just like wondering what the details are. Um, but it's just it sometimes just irritates me. I may live where I'm living now. I'm not struggling. I pay my rent. I paid for my own internet. I paid for electric. I paid for what is needed in the house, and I survived. I survived by my food stamps, and I survived by my money I get every month. I'm disabled. I don't work. I can't work, but it doesn't mean that I can't do what normal people do. I can. People see it in a different way. I'm capable of working if I could. I wish I could. I wish I could work. I was working, you know, so good back in the day, and I can't work no more. I'm not allowed to work. I can't work because my back and my leg are messed up. I wish I could. But I give credit for those people that do work. I do. And a lot of people don't see that. And when it comes to what you do and what you have to pay, do what you got to do. Survive the way you have to survive. Never give up. By you giving up, you're giving up on yourself, not no one else. There's a lot of people that I know that turn a different way when you think that they're a person to be with. They're not. They're not a person. They're not a person that you can trust. If you can trust that person, then that's a person you trust. But there's times I don't even trust most people. Some people just basically turn away and don't even look. I don't like that. Um, my wife's texting. Sorry. Um, but it's really I don't know. I can't express any more of what's going on. All I can say is that there's a lot of things on my mind that a lot of people don't realize. I'm the point where I express myself. No one's perfect in life. We're not all perfect in life. I pay bills. I pay rent. I do what I gotta do. Gotta survive by getting food. I use my food stamps, and once my food stamps come in, I use immediately. If I don't have that enough, I'll use my check every month that I get. I do what I gotta do to survive. That's all that matters. A lot of times, people don't see that. People look the other way and say, "Hey, what?" There you go. And they wonder why. And it's just like, wow, really, bro? That's what you feel? And a lot of times I don't know. I see it as a different way because of the fact that uh, my my time has changed. My life, my life has changed. I'm now, and I will admit, I'm now 42. Living at my age at 42 and having a well old enough daughter is something else. Knowing that my daughter's out there doing good, living her life, and I'm just a father for support. I love my daughter. I love the way she looks now. Beautiful daughter, beautiful. It's a mini me of me. Can't say it's not me because everybody that all my friends look at my baby picture and look at my daughter when she was younger. They're like, oh hell no, that's your kid. There ain't no DNA that's gonna deny that. Not gonna deny it. That's the funny part. And I laugh. I laugh at the whole concept. I'm like, oh my god, now I got a daughter that's in her teens, and here I am, 42. And wow, but it's good. It's good to know that I got people that I can trust, people that I can love and trust, and be there for that person. My, you know, my friends are my friends. There's a few people out there that I can actually call a friend that had my back. There's a lot of them that I can't, and I can't trust. There's a lot of people like that I can't trust. There's a lot of people I can trust. There's a lot of people I just despise. There's a lot of people I can't trust, and I can always be there for that person because that person's got my back, and I love it. The people that have my back is always there for me. Will always be there for me. My mom, she's doing good. She lives in Florida. My cousin lives in Florida. She's a banker. She works at a bank. Good money. My mom, she's retired, but she's working like a part time job just to get more money because she's got a house and a nice acre of land. Beautiful. Uh, it's great to know that my family's doing it. I live in an apartment. Me and Nene Miller, we live together. Domo Miller, we live together. We're always there for each other. She's got my back, I got her back. We're always there for each other, we love each other, and that's how love is. People don't see that. Can't stress enough. And it's just me growing up, realizing how life is and what life does, and knowing that your father is the one that raised you enough. My stepfather raised me to be the person I am. Fishing, I never knew. Now, my father, as a kid, loved hunting and loved fishing. Two major sports that my father is a true diehard for. You couldn't tell him different. Couldn't tell him different. He used to bring home, and I remember as a kid, we killed rabbits, killed deer, fox, pheasant was the best. Um, that was like the main thing. But me growing up, I never liked hunting because they were animals, and I love my animals. And okay, call me a wuss if you do, but I felt bad for killing an animal. That was just my thing. I didn't like killing animals. But when it came to fishing, my father told me how to make the hook tight, how to put that damn thing together, throw that thing together, and throw it out there and start grinding up on fish. I'll be honest with you, I learned a lot from my father on that. My father was a heavy fisher, and he literally told me everything of how to fish. He showed me how to fish. He showed me all the big time. My father and I had a good time also before the Alzheimer's kid. My dad had an old a 1965 Chris Craft boat that my dad used to. I can't remember. I can't even believe I remember that. It was brown and white, and my dad used to always take me fishing in his boat. We would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, eat breakfast by 6:30, be at the docks by 7:30. We were popped off. We would automatically be out on that water and out to go. There you go. My father and I did a lot. We caught bluefish. Bluefish. Oh my God. Cats that son of a gun up and snag those son of bitches right out of the water and they would fly right off the hook. And it was hilarious watching because you would throw it in the water and then pop back and the next you know you got one fly right past your head or something. You gotta touch the duck because you gotta worry about the fish hitting there or something. Then we got fluke, big monster fluke, big monster fluke with heads that are literally about that big. Um, sea bass, uh, crayfish, you name it, blowfish, you name it, we caught it. Stingrays. I mean, we caught everything that we could catch, and my father and I did that ourselves. Get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get the dock by 7:30 we'll be off. Then after that, we wouldn't be back until about 9 or 10 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock at night. And that's a long day of fishing. There's sometimes that my father and I used to take that damn boat, be out there, fish all day, pull by the dock and sleep in the boat. Then the next morning, boom, pull right back out, snag some more fish, and we're good. That was our day. We had one day where there was a big storm, and my father and I were caught in the middle in Sandy Hook. A big storm came in where the wind was literally, it looked as if it was like a hurricane out. And I remember this. I had my yellow poncho on. My dad had his yellow poncho on. And my father and I used to deal with it. Come on, let's reel in. Reel everything in, put it in the bottom dunk, close the door because we had a little cabin. And we turned the boat around. As soon as we did that, the bam, the water hit, wind hit, waves were humongous, and it felt like you were on the wavy sea. It felt like you were literally going to die. And I remember not seeing anything but water in front of me. It was like being in a movie while you're holding on, and the damn water's just creeping over, and the water flies right all over you. You look like you picture the old TV program Gilligan's Island. Remember how Gilligan's Island and they showed the ship going up like that and stuff? Yeah, that's how me and my father looked. It was hilarious. And I remember us getting out of there. It, right after we get out of the middle of that storm, it started getting sunny. Here, my father and I, thank God I had my bathing suit on. One time I didn't. I had my jeans on. We were soaked to the neck. We were soaked to the bone. There was not one part of our body that was not even soaked. And we laughed. We pulled into the side of the dock and we started laughing. And that was hilarious time of me and my dad. And we'll never forget that. Then the following day we go back again. Well, I had school, but the following day, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we would go out Friday, sleep on the boat out in the ocean, or no, by the dock. Uh, that Saturday and Sunday, come back Sunday night, and that was basically our basic routine, like literally our routine. Hold on, guys. I gotta clean my glasses. The routine was really crazy. Like we literally went through the whole thing by ourselves. Now, another time with my father, I don't know how he did it, but I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but we were catching, clams. It was low tide, and we were catching clams. My father was staying on the boat one time. I jumped off the boat because it was low tide, and you could walk out as long as you want because the water was so low. I remember my father used to put something on his right side and something on his left side. I never understood what the hell it was. And at the end of the day, my father and I will come back with bags, literally bags. And I never understood that either until now, until that time. We used to come back with bags of all the claims that we dig up and put inside the bag. We had 4 bagfuls that day. When you get on the dock, you give it to the guy, you get money, you get $20 a pop, 20 to $30 a pop per bag of the claims you got. And we had 4 bags. So my dad jumps off the boat. We're done with that. He goes off the boat. He goes, "Hey, you want to try a clam?" I said, "What do you mean? From the ocean now?" He said, "Nah, I like them cooked." Okay, that's more for me. First word I would ever hear from. That's more to me. I looked at my dad with a grin and smiled. My dad took a clam, cracked the shit open until it was cracked all the way. Left side, he took uh, he took lemon juice. Took the lemon juice and squeezed it inside the thing. Then he took lime juice and he put it inside the thing. Then you go up there, just when doing, he's done. Throw away, it's done. I was like, oh, I couldn't stop laughing because he must have ate about at least, if I can count, maybe 5 or 10. My father was going crazy when he ate those, and I literally don't know how he did it. I would never understand that. But my father was a trooper. When it came to something as that matter, my dad was a trooper. My father was, I love my father, and I don't know how he did it, but he did it. I don't know how, but he did it. And fun times, fun times. And you'll always have those memories stuck in your head for the longest time. You never lose them. And when you least expect it and you least know that you're never going to lose them, it's always in your head, that's what counts. With my father, I would never forget my father. I would never doubt anything from my father ever again because my father was always there for me and I would always love him for who he is because he's my father. And it's to that point where when you love someone that much, you care for someone, and you realize that that person is still there, that you love, but mentally not actually there because of the Alzheimer's. You love that person and you care for that person of who they are. My father is a trooper and I love him. Always will. He may not be the blood father, but he's the adopted father, but I still love my father no matter what. My brothers basically are stepbrothers, but still, they're my brothers. Love them all. My mom, she's going through a lot right now because she's still trying to fight what she fought before, and she's trying. She don't have it anymore, but she's trying. Taking time, but she's trying. Uh, I don't know. You know, I miss everybody, and I always will. Guys, I'm gonna take a little admission, and I'll have my phone open. I'm gonna have some dinner. So I'm gonna have some dinner, and I'll be right back. I'll get back to you guys, and we'll talk more. right, people. Sorry about that. I had to go and get my dinner. For those of you who are on my channel, what I was talking about is my family. So I'll still talk to you. If you guys got something that you want to chat about, hit me up on here. I'm just basically eating my dinner while I'm talking to you guys. So bear with me. But I was dealing with a lot of stuff, and basically just knowing what I was talking to you guys about, it just gets me. You know, it irritates me, but I gotta face it. Live my own life. I gotta do what I gotta do. I can't always depend on can't always depend on somebody. Even if you think that you trust that person. Alright, people. But what I was saying before was the honest truth. You know, dealing with my family, trying not to stress anything out. But I get too stressed out when it comes to my family like this, and I try not to. But a lot of people just don't see what I'm seeing, and they see the opposite. So I try to talk about it to let everyone know what's going on in that matter. Now, things just things aren't the same with certain other families because of the fact that certain families are just can't trust. You know, it's sad to say, but you got to know who your real friends are and who your family is. If you know that family member or that friend's gonna always be by your side, then that's a real person. That's a person that cares about you enough. You know, that's the way I see it. I mean, I already know who my real friends are and who are my real friends. I know that for a fact. I'm not gonna stress that out. I'm not. I know who my real friends are. I know who my real family is, and I know everything else because I dealt with it. I can't tell you how many times, and I dealt with it. Now, my one friend that was in the chat, my last chat, Flavio, me and him know each other and basically live in the same town. Me and him have know each other for another the same as long as I've known Didi and Domo, 12 plus years. And me and him, we know each other. We talk about the good old days with friends and who your friends are and who you're not. Oh, is this person in jail? Oh, this person this, and this person that. The one friend that we dealt with, his name's Chris Kuzma. I don't know if he changed his last name or not, but got married. I don't know. I saw him. It was on Facebook. Not one acknowledge, nothing. Not, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Oh, shoot, I haven't talked to you in a long time. Nothing. Ignoring him and ignoring me. And it's just really sad to know that a person that you used to live next door to, besides Flavio, the person you live right next to, you cared for, and now you can't even care for that person because he's not acknowledged. And it's just, that's another thing. Flavio just, me and my friend Flavio, we just, since we know each other, we look at each other and just, because I video chat with him. Me and him, we chill with each other, we chat. But it's to that point where now we realize, wow, this is what it's going to be. This is the outcome of it. and we turn back and we just look at each other and just be like, wow, that's the person that we dealt with a long time ago. Okay, now why is he being a jerk and why does he remember us? He should remember us. We know him for how long? But that's here and there. That's one person I could definitely say that, yeah, I do this hanging out with because me and my friend Flavio can tell you horror stories. Well, horror stories and good stories about him. Yeah, put it this way, that when we were all the one age, we didn't think we would do what we did, and we did. We were basically, you want to talk about badasses? Yeah, we were badasses. We got in trouble because someone called the cops on us because we did something. I don't remember what we did, and the cops were called through the whole county of Roselle. And we were like, "Holy shit! We're gonna have cops on us." Within that period of time, we jumped over this one fence, and there was a giant golf course in the back. Wrong idea. We get to the golf course, and we have cops looking for us. I told Flavio, I said, Flavio, you get booked on you don't know me. And he said, I know. He goes, let's go our own way. And we'll meet up. We'll meet up at a certain spot. You sure about that? He goes, yeah, we'll meet up at a certain spot. Just meet me over at, and I was like, all right. Next thing you know, they left me alone, and here I'm by myself, and I had like maybe like a dozen cops trying to find each one of us. I ran. As soon as I ran to this one little spot. I knew exactly where to go. I zigzagged. I hopped over people's property. I made it to this one property, and I made it. Somehow, some way, I got away. The bad thing was is that the only bad thing was is that Chrissy's dad was the Roselle Police Department. He worked for him, so he heard what was going on. That there was four kids that were being vicious, and Chris got in trouble. He got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble because I didn't get caught. But me and Flavio couldn't talk to him because he was in trouble. So why don't you guys get in trouble? How come you guys didn't get grounded or anything? Why don't you guys this? Why don't you guys that? And we just look at each other like we're the ones that didn't get caught. We didn't get caught at all. And plus, what makes it even worse is that your father's a damn cop. Now, your father's a cop. Your father's gonna find out who and what and everything. Not on us. I mean, they know, unless he was a snitch, we don't know, but we don't know if there was a thing on there where he snitched us out, but we didn't get in trouble. I didn't get in trouble, so I don't think he did, which was funny because we could have been in deep trouble. Like by law, we should have been in trouble. We should have been arrested. Uh, yeah, that's how bad it was for us. And we got lucky. We got very, very lucky that we didn't go to jail for a very long time for what we did. I don't even remember what the hell we did. I don't remember. But the one friend that was with us was even worse. He broke windows and stuff. So I think that's what counted on him, and he got in trouble. So I think because he got in trouble, he got us in trouble. You know, when you're young, you do stupid things. Okay, and we did stupid things. I will admit, but We learn. Now I don't have to worry about anything. I live with me and Domo, and I'm chilling out with a good life. Then I got my wife down in Jersey. Uh, yeah, so I'm living here, paying my bills, doing what I gotta do, and trying to get myself together as much as possible, and don't have to worry about or stressed out about anything because I know that I'm pretty much safe in that matter. You know. So yeah, as long as I know I'm good, I don't have to worry about anything. I'm good to go. I don't have to worry. So my times are just really good. My times is really, really good to the point where you don't realize until the last minute of what your surrounding is. And when you think about who you love and what happens in your lifetime, then you know you look at it and you're just like, wow, you know what? Then I got my other best friend, which I was in Easton. Uh, we were homeless, my wife and I. So my wife had to go to her mom's house, and I was stuck in Houston. And I didn't know where else to go. So I ended up going to the Easton over the nastiest place you ever want to go to, and I stayed there. And then I met my buddy Tony. Mr. Tony Riddles, my buddy, good friend of mine, always will be. He always had my back on everything. He he's the one that literally uh, he lived across from where I live, which was funny because he right in our apartment that we lived in. He was right across from me. When we were homeless, they paid for 3 months of our rent, and Tony was the one that helped me live. Like literally, we were living on ramen noodles, and he had food stamps. So I got food stamps, but he had food stamps. And we would go. I remember we would go to Wawa and buy the 12-inch subs. I would buy like two 12 inches of soda, chips, or whatever I could buy. He would buy the same thing. We'd come home, sit in his room, chill out while we play PlayStation, and just chill out, just me and him. And then we would just pretty basically do that just on when it came time to having food stamps. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, we would be at Wawa because Wawa was open 24/7. So it worked out great. Um, then me and Tony decided we need a job, and right in Easton, there was a place there to sign up for the chocolate factory. That was fun. And we both worked at the chocolate factory together. We looked like weird scientists or something, if you want to call it. We had a big, like our big, like what the hospitals have and everything, and then we had the mop, the the head covers so that your hair doesn't go through like they do at the hospitals. Yeah, we had one of those, and we were working there doing the morning shifts. We would have to be at the corner of the store there by like 7. They would pick you up by 7:30. You'd be done by 4, and that was what we did. And we literally, when we did that, we enjoyed ourselves. We came back with pocketfuls of candy, like of all kinds. One named candies, person kisses, and all that other shit. We would come back with candy and everything. That was all we had. We had a good time. Like we literally will admit we had a great time. Fun moments. And that's a person I could definitely depend on because Tony's always there for anybody. He'll take his shirt off his back just for that person. He doesn't live around here. He lives in Idaho. Good person, good person to talk to. If you need help or anything, he'll try to help you the best way he can. He's always there for the person. He never backs down for the person. Fun times. Then you got the two lunatics, two other friends of mine that's in Washington, New Jersey. You got Matt and you got Jimmy, two lunatics. One's a firefighter, good firefighter. Like he let me in his building where we chill out and not do nothing but just sit there and he showed me around the whole place. Mind you, I'm an ex EMS member in Phillipsburg, and then here I'm in the fire station with him. It was crazy. Now, Matt's a firefighter, Jimmy's a firefighter, so now we got two firefighters versus an EMT. I became an EMT and passed my classes, and I was good. Um, that was when I was in Phillipsburg. I missed it so much because I was in EMT there, and I did what I got to do. Fun times. Uh, Going on some crazy calls were amazing. There was one call where my pager goes off, and I remember it was blistering cold, literally blistering cold. It must have been about in the 30s, maybe the 20s, and it started raining, and the rain turned into a thick of ice that was like that on the street. And there was an abandoned building that was on the other side. It caught fire. I guess a homeless guy or something or whatever was burned inside the building. They called the fire department right away. I look out my window after my pager goes off, and I'm in the bathroom, and I'm just looking through the bathroom window. I'm like, oh, and you see smoke, you see the fire department, the squad, everything. I jump into my mini gear or whatever it is, and I run right across the street because it was right across the street from my house. And literally, I get there, and I'm looking at the house that literally when they're spraying water, the water, it looked beautiful. I have to say it. Um, the water as it was spraying was getting frozen in midair, so it looked like an ice castle. That was literally after it was done, it looked like an ice castle after everything, and it looked. I wish I could show you a picture. It was beautiful, and every time they put water on it, there was sticks of ice, and it was just getting thicker and thicker every time. And I remember it was intense, and that fire department was there with us, and it was crazy, really crazy to see something as beautiful as that burn up, and then it just turned to pure ice at a time. That was cool, but it was just it was just crazy, you know. A lot of things. I can discuss a lot of things with you guys, and I know you guys will listen to me. It's been hard for me after a while because of my situation with my mom. You know, now she don't have no more, thank God. But when she did, I mean, it could come back, and I pray it doesn't. When she fought the cancer, then my dad with the Alzheimer, and then not long ago was my aunt, where my aunt got brutally murdered 24 times with a butcher knife. So knowing all this at one shot and knowing how my life was, knowing I don't have my mom by my side because she lives in Florida with my cousin, also known as my sis. I don't know what to say. Like I love them all, and I wish that my mom and my cousin were in Jersey again, but they gotta go. They gotta go. I live where I am now, so knowing that my life turned upside down after a while because of situations, gotta face the facts somehow. Gotta face the facts. Gotta deal with whatever comes my way now because of the fact that I do have family. I got family that supports me. I got family that loves me. Um, Shout out to Houseick underscore fire 85. My brother Chris, uh, my sis Allie, and the kids. Miss you all. Uh, Flavio, Jimmy, Matt, Willie Will, uh, Meanie Miller, Domo Miller. Shout out to everybody. Ewing, everybody. No, I thank you. I thank you with all my heart. You always are there. You guys give me that support that I need, and that's what I need. And I hope I'm not doing a boring stream. I hope that you guys are inspired by my stream and trying to get conversation up. It's a little rusty for me because I'm still new with it, but I'm doing good on my channel. Um, just it's just taking time, you know. I mean, I don't want to sound boring on here. I just want to make things clear of how everything is, and I just a lot of things just you know things happen. You got friends, you got family, you got everyone that you love, you got things that you need to accomplish. Go for it. I mean, I can't stress it enough. I already told you about my family, told you about my friends, funny moments, uh, told you about my sis, a lot of things. My daughter, because my daughter is now 19, well, 18, almost turning 19. I'm 42. I mean, what else can I stress? We're getting to that point where we gotta, in life, we gotta do what we gotta do because that's what we have to do. We can't just lay back. We gotta do what we have to do to survive. Family and friends are always there, but can you trust people enough to fall in that? So a lot of times people can't say that. A lot of people say the opposite of what they're going to say, and it's intense, and it's to the point where I don't know. Like my my time of my time of shining is the time of shining. You gotta shine sometimes. You gotta do what you gotta do. You can't just sit back and be like, "Whoa, you gotta do something." And a lot of people are not. A lot of people are not like that. A lot of people are different. A lot of people are to that point where you can't give up. You gotta be there for that person. You gotta do what you gotta do. And it's hard for me. I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot to have it where, you know, besides having not having the love of my life by my side or my wife or anybody else or someone there or whatever, it's stressful. My old friends that I dealt with, um, it's a lot going through my mind, a lot. And I don't know, part of me just, part of me just wants to not, not give in or give up. Part of me just wants to say fight. And when I do fight, I fight. And I just gotta do something. And a lot of times people don't see that. A lot of times people just see the opposite of what they want to see. And when you least expect it, you're just like, you know, what's going on? Why is this person doing what? You know, why is this person doing this? And a lot of times you just turn back and you realize they're not always going to be there for you. You got to watch your own back. Like I said about it before, with my family member, that hurt, and I can't do nothing about it. I can't. There's nothing I can do to stop what's going on because of the fact of the person, you know, it's crazy.